The Marvel Universe, a place where battles between heroes and villains never end, where every encounter rewrites history. Some fights are fueled by revenge, others by fate itself. Today, we dive into the most intense battles between Marvel's greatest heroes and their deadliest foes. For Peter Parker, Norman Osborn wasn't just a villain, he was his worst nightmare. A ruthless monster hiding behind the mask of a businessman. Green Goblin didn't just torment Peter, he took away those he loved. The greatest tragedy of all was the night Gwen Stacy fell, and at the Brooklyn Bridge, Spider-Man's life was changed forever. Tony Stark ruled over technology, but the greatest threat he ever faced was beyond his control. Mandarin. His mystical rings could overwhelm even the most advanced technology, and in their most intense battle, Stark realized his greatest weakness. Science didn't always win against magic, a war between good and evil, but this was no ordinary war. Steve Rogers was a symbol of freedom and hope, while Red Skull embodied tyranny and destruction. As Hydra's ruthless leader, he posed the greatest threat to the world. Every battle between them shaped the fate of humanity. To brothers to different destinies, there was a warrior of honor and power, while Loki embodied deception and betrayal. Their battles weren't just for the throne of Asgard, they were fights that shaped the fate of the cosmos. Charles Xavier and Eric Lensher were once friends, but ideology tore them apart. Magneto believed mutants had to rule or be destroyed. The X-Men fought for coexistence. Their war was more than a battle of powers, it was a fight for the future of their kind. Matt Murdock fought for justice in the courtroom, but as Daredevil, he had to fight for it in the streets. Wilson Fisk wasn't just a criminal, he was a king, controlling New York from the shadows. This was a war for the soul of the city, and neither man was willing to lose. Bruce Banner's rage was uncontrollable, but Emil Blonsky's hatred made him something even worse. The Abomination was stronger, deadlier, and more ruthless than Hulk. Their battles were not just about power, but about control. Every punch was an earthquake. Every fight left destruction in its wake. Stephen Strange mastered the mystic arts, but Dormammu was beyond anything he had ever faced. An ancient, interdimensional entity. Dormammu wanted to consume Earth and turn it into a dark realm. Strange couldn't defeat him with power alone. He had to outthink him, and he did in the most unexpected way. Eric Killmonger was more than just an enemy, he was a lost prince, a man who believed Wakanda had failed its people. T'Challa had to fight not just to protect his throne, but to decide what kind of king he would be. Their battle was not just about strength, but about the future of Wakanda. Logan and Victor Creed weren't just enemies, they were blood, a rivalry that had lasted for decades, filled with pain and betrayal. Sabretooth was stronger, more savage, and he knew exactly how to get under Logan's skin. Their battles were pure, primal fury.